Poverty isn't just about money. It's a mindset that gets passed down before any money ever does. Let's talk about the most common generational curse nobody wants to admit: a generational poverty and scarcity mindset. Because hear me, you can make more money and still live broke if your thinking was never healed. This is the curse that sounds like people like us just don't get ahead. We've always struggled. At least the bills are paid. Money is the root of all evil. You should just be grateful for what you have. And before anyone gets offended, gratitude is biblical, but complacency dressed up as humility is not. Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Meaning your life will never rise above your thinking. A generational poverty mindset isn't just lack of money. It's fear of wanting more, settling instead of stewarding, avoiding growth, staying small to stay accepted, calling survival peace. And this is where spiritual truth matters. Myron Golden says it all the time. Poverty is the result of spiritual warfare. Not because God wants his people lacking, but because the enemy understands that if he can keep your mind bound, your finances will follow. That's why this curse is often protected by family loyalty. When you start talking about growth, healing, or building something better, you're told you're doing too much, you're thinking you're better, you're forgetting where you came from. But let me tell you something. Wanting better is not betrayal. Breaking cycles is not disrespect. And obedience to God will sometimes offend people who have made peace with lack. Biblically, God never called his people to survive. He called them to multiply. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to get wealth. That verse doesn't say wealth is evil. It said God gives the power to create it. So it can be stewarded for purpose. And let's clear this up too. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is. 1 Timothy 6:10 says, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And by craving it, some have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. A scarcity mindset says, don't rock the boat. A kingdom mindset says, build the boat and teach others to sail. If you grew up in a family where no one talked about money, debt was normal, dreams were mocked, education, business, and faith-based ambition was discouraged, or just getting by was the goal, that wasn't humility. That was a generational stronghold. But there's hope. You don't break this curse by shaming your family. You break it by renewing your mind. Just like it says in Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You start by allowing God to expand your thinking, learning biblical stewardship, refusing to settle for survival, teaching your children differently, and choosing growth, even when it's uncomfortable. Comment mindset if this one hit home, or tell me what belief about money or success you are trying to unlearn right now. Next in this series, we're going deeper because mindset opens the door, but there are other generational strongholds we need to talk about. This ends with us. I love y'all. God bless. Stay warm. Catch you on the next one.